Hey everybody, we're looking at a Marvel Legends Dracula. Now I got this in the box, and the box was damaged like this. It's from the Strange Tales series. Here's a picture of him in artwork. Strange Tales. Marvel's Dracula. And here's the information on the bottom. I got mine for, I don't know why the price isn't on the cover. Where I saw it, here it is. $5.99 from Toys R Us. Now, Marvel Legends series, Marvel's Dracula. And I'm not a 6-inch collector, but there's some figures that just look too cool to be left behind. The legendary vampire Vlad Dracula rules over the undead, spreading violence and terror on his quest for power. Now, back when I was reading the New Avengers comics, currently before the pandemic, they were having the whole Dracula war, and that's where I ended up not being able to finish it because, they stopped making comics, and I stopped getting interested in new comic books anyway. Started going back and reading my old ones and realizing, man, old is gold. But when I was reading new comics, X-Men Blue had Bloodstorm in it, and I absolutely love that character. So if anybody knows where I can get Bloodstorm, this is the only character of these that I really want. I wouldn't mind having the Weapon of Vengeance, which we also call Helverine, just because he looks cool. This one is plentiful. There's at least 3 or 4 of these at my Ross that nobody's buying. They're just sitting there in the thing. Every time I come by, I'm like, poor guy. They put him in the front, and then they put him in the back, and then back in the front. They keep moving him around, but nobody ever buys him. Marvel's Dracula flew off the shelf, and there was another one, but it wasn't in this series. Moon Knight will probably never. These are probably leftovers. I don't know if people like Bloodstorm. I thought I was the exception, not the rule, but she's not there. Lilith, the only ones I did see him yesterday. Brother Voodoo, they had one figure of him yesterday. But the other characters must be popular because I didn't see any of them. Let me know in the comments below if there's a certain, like, they put 5 of him and 1 of her in each case, something like that. I'm just curious of why I have not seen her, because she doesn't seem to be a popular character, but I could be wrong. Now, in the box, it comes with this backdrop, and it also comes with the Rosetta Stone of something with about 37,000 different, languages. Now, I'm one of these people that I actually keep all these extra pieces that like the Build-A-Figures, because I like to put together other things with them or use them as backup parts. So if I got something without an arm, because I get a lot of junk lots, because I love junk lots. They're a lot of fun to get stuff that somebody else got rid of. So here's an arm in case I ever get something that needs an arm. Here's the hand that goes to this in case I ever get something that needs a hand. And when you get some figures, they don't come with hands. That's very popular for Power Rangers, it seems like. And I do have 2 basketball players that don't have hands, but they're way too small for these. All right, he also has some extra head. And it does move here. I was about to say I'm probably going to breaking it. It was a little stuck at first because this is painted and the paint was sticking. He comes with extra hands. I personally think that the open hands might be better for me for this. And he comes with a sword that, if I can get it up in my hands, I get a cut here, so it's really hurting. The plastic's actually kind of translucent. You can see through it. It looks like Thundercats. Seriously, that looks like Thundercats. Oh, so very interesting sword. And he has a holding hand and I'm going to grab your power hand or whatever. And this is the head I'd rather put on him. Although the serious head. I like this head if I'm going to have him as Dracula. Alright, so I'm not a huge fan of Dracula, the character. I just think this looks like a really cool version. And he'd make a good, Nephilim to my figures. Alright, so for the posability, he does have a ball joint up here. It's probably a barbell joint, but it's deeper in the neck. His cape is in the way to get a lot of articulation. It's a rubbery type plastic, but it's not too terribly soft, so you can move it well. I'm trying to see if I can get it up enough to get to his armpits. All right, so he does have some armpit action if you can move the cape out of the way. And then he also has a bicep rotation. At the elbow, he has what appears to be just a single joint, but it does go past 90 degrees. It seems to be really well hidden. He's also got a rotation joint at his cuff. There's actually 2 rotation points, one inside his wrist. And I don't see any. Let me see if I can bend it though. Oh, I see where it is. Almost broke it, but it probably would have popped out. So the articulation point right here goes up and down. Now I took that off to make it a little bit easier, maybe to get the thing in, plus to see the point of articulation, which is the kind of articulation you want for a sword. So he can hold his sword aloft and say, "By the power of Blood Skull, I am he vampire." All right, he's got an upper cavity articulation point. Nothing at the waist, but that would be okay, not to break up that suit. He's got, I think, a hinge joint. It's hard to tell. Let me see if I can. It moves more like a ball joint in there. As far as sitting down, he seems to be able to do it, but his cape's going to be in the way, so you better make sure he's on a bar stool. He's also got thigh articulation, of course. And for his knees, it appears to be double joints. So one right there and one right there. Kind of ugly, but it does the trick of going 180 degrees. And for his feet, I would imagine it has a pointing, take a tiptoe, and a kick, and ankle rockers. So let's see. He's also got right there, which is not what I'm used to personally. But he does have ankle rockers. There we go. I was about to say the ankles are a little sticky. All right, so when I hold aloft my magic sword. All right, so there he is, looking pretty good. Now, he's not in the scale of the good action figure scale. This is what I prefer, this scale from superheroes at least. You know, the 90s Toy Biz scale. But he can be a giant. You know, there's always those giants that come and attack people. Although Servo, technically, wouldn't he be like no dimensional since he's a computer character and there's no way of knowing what a computer sprite would actually be? It depends on your monitor. So I'm just grabbing a few figures so you can see what his height looks like. I don't have, I about said Starboy, I don't have Marvel Boy in here. But let's, of course, let's put him up against the best action figures in the universe. Micro Man. And then, all right, beside of that guy, I want to pull him down because he's a little on the fragile side. And then I just did this guy. Wow. He really is towering over everybody. Just this wonder, I'm trying to figure out, like, how big is he? He looks like he's more than 6 inches. He is. What, did Marvel Legends go to a new scale and I wasn't aware of it? Because this is way bigger than 6 inches. This is 6 3/4 inches. Huh. Is he just bigger naturally? He's 17 centimeters, almost on the dot. I was not expecting to be that big. Not that it complains about it. I mean, he still looks good. So he's a good looking action figure. Stands fairly easily. He does have holes in his feet, so you can put him on a figure stand if you have one, in case you're afraid he's going to fall off your display. I don't really display my figures except right here. These figures, like, he'll probably get relegated to a pack, like, you know, with some other figures of his. Like, he may go with the He-Man figures, to be honest with you. He looks kind of like he goes with that series. He doesn't look like he goes with Turtles, but he does look like he might go with the He-Man figures, kind of, sort of. So what do you guys think? Since I'm not a Marvel Legends collector, which series that you've seen of my stuff that would he mostly go with? Because I'm thinking He-Man, but maybe I'm not thinking of something. You're thinking, no, you're thinking of Turtles, which I'm not, of course, clearly not. Well, thanks for watching, and let me know if you picked this head or this head, and what did you pick for hands? Because I kind of like that hand, because it's like he's like, Rawr. These hands, he's not much of a puncher. I don't think he looks like a puncher to me. He's not one of these people that fights with a punch. And I wonder sometimes if these arms could pop in there and replace them, but I don't think so. But yeah, I saved my other body parts again in case I get a Monster High doll or something without them and they need those body parts. So y'all have a marvelous day today.